What's up, everybody? Bluegabe. We have had a death in our family, Mr. Decoy. I'm going to show you guys in a minute what happened to him. What do you have in your hand anyways?
A hermit crab, and he has something to say. Hi.
I thought this was a turkey video.
But it's kind of a crab video.
If you know Luke, you know his mind gets sidetracked really quickly. So 2 days ago was opening day of youth turkey season. By now you've already seen, or hopefully seen, Jake's first double gobbler. That was my last video. And I said in that video I was going to show you guys Luke's turkey. And I'm going to do just that in a minute, but I got to explain what happened. I forgot all about something very important though. We got to get his food on the stove before we get going. Y'all, this is my new flat top Kelly got me for Valentine's Day. And right here I got a full spread of what we're going to cook. We're going to just lay them dishes on there. Look at that. And right here, what you're looking at is half of Mr. Luke Arrington's first gobbler turkey ever. And we're going to show you him kill that turkey in just a minute. But first we want to get this going because my family's here, my mom's here, Jake's right behind y'all. We're all starving. And we're making a turkey stir fry. Literally just going to add some salt. Obviously there's a door open in our screen enclosure because the mosquitoes are pouring in. Just like that. When you're making a stir fry, you want to start your meat first because it's going to take the longest. Then I'm going to add my vegetables. I have broccoli, onions, mushrooms, and then I'm going to add in my zucchini and squash.
I like squash.
The crazy thing about Luke is, out of nowhere, he started getting an appetite for mushrooms like crazy. The other day we were eating something and I'm like, whoa, 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 look, that's got mushrooms in it. And he's like, I love them. Are you paying attention how I'm doing this, Luke?
Yeah. Yeah, mushrooms get you big and strong.
You got tell that to your fans. Maybe some kids following you will hear your message. What do mushrooms do?
They get big and strong.
Y'all see that? Don't mess with those guns. Real quick, y'all leave a comment below if you watched the video before this one, my last upload, where Mr. Jake Arrington busted double. And he came out of a really bad situation where a gun didn't even fire, and then a gun jammed, and he still got it done.
Those turkeys were like set on the decoy because we were moving around in there trying to get the guns and they didn't even care.
Yeah, they were ready to fight, to say the least.
We got the leopard geckos. We got that one's mine, and Luke's is right here.
You know they'll eat a dried mealworm out of your hand, right?
Yeah. I'll feed them those little brown lizards that run around. Yeah, my lizard is kind of shy. Yeah. And it's mean.
All right, well, the turkey's almost done. The vegetables are pretty much almost done. The kids are done waiting on the food, I can tell you.
Yeah. But
so we're going to do the next step. We're going to put on our rice. Now, Kelly informed me today something I didn't know with the rice. It helps if you're going to do stir fry to make your rice the day before, and then it won't get sticky on you. I'm going to slowly start trying to mix it in so it doesn't get mushy. Luke, are you paying attention?
Yeah. Look at me.
What got you eating mushrooms is what I want to know.
Like I do lots of push-ups and exercises.
I don't know if I've seen you ever do a push-up, Luke.
You've seen me do my push-ups.
Jake,
it's been a while.
Does he do push-ups?
No, I do them. Well, I do them sometimes. Oh, I'll show you. Yeah,
all right.
The other month.
Do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Jake's form's a little bit better. Luke, you could use some improvement. But
all right, here goes
keep
the
on
eggs.
Working.
So I've just created a little bowl in here, and I'm going to add the egg. The only reason I made the bowl out of the rice was so the eggs didn't run over here in the hole. This is the first time we've used the grill, and I think it's leaning a little bit that way. Another reason why some stuff's sticking, I think, too.
Should I go get a big tray or bowl?
We're gonna need a big one. We'll see all inside. You get the point. This stuff is going to be amazing. So because it's late and everybody here is starving, we're gonna eat, show you what this amazing finished product looks like, and then once everybody's done eating, we're gonna go over there in the living room and tell you the hunting story, because Luke's got a big one, and then show you all these old pictures right here. And for everybody that wonders where Bluegabe came from, it's right there.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? All right, Dad, say the blessing.
All right, Lord, thank you for this day and thank you for this food. Thank you for all our Thanksgivings. Thank you for dying on the cross. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, Luke gets the first bite because it's his turkey.
He get the first bite, but he ain't getting the first scoop.
Luke, just stick your fork in there and just hands, bare hands, it don't matter, Luke. Just go for it.
Hey, we got any salt?
Okay.
You got any salt?
Luke, try that piece right there. Right here.
Okay.
Right there.
Give me the spoon. Hey.
Come on. All eyes on you right now, Luke.
Blow on it.
Was it worth all that time getting up real early in the morning, dealing with your dad squeezing you, telling you to be still?
It's pretty good.
Come on. We're all waiting for your words.
The best turkey that we've ever made.
Seriously? You gotta put some soy sauce here.
No.
Jake got this honey right here for my mom for Christmas.
We got that in Georgia at in an apple orchard.
You guys, y'all don't even know the stories that I'm about to tell you from right here in this pile of pictures. Like, a lot of y'all that grew up with me are about to get called out. Oh yeah. All right, so do we all agree it's good?
Oh, yeah. Really good.
Look at the lizard above the door over there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to film over here.
Yeah, but we can't let it die. Babe, come get it real quick before we share the turkey.
Jake, shoot with your blowgun.
Alright.
You want to put a hole in the wall?
Yeah. Why not?
Do not shoot that with your blowgun.
Shoot it. Actually, I like those lizards if it was in a gamma movie.
Yeah, they're the
Oh my goodness.
they're the geckos. You gotta grab it quick before it goes behind that painting.
No, Kelly Young's got to grab it.
I can't. It's too high.
He tries to go to the painting. He's dying.
It's too high. I can't. Oh my goodness.
Get it, Luke.
Get
Get it! Oh, you got it.
Wait, can I hold it?
Let's hold it outside.
Wait, is this a gecko?
Redneck's like, yo, throw it to me.
Wait, it's a gecko?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it outside. It's so cute. Can we keep him?
Luke, you don't have to keep everything.
We already got 2 geckos.
Go put it outside. We got to tell everybody your turkey story.
Don't release them near Red.
That's what's been pooping all over our front door.
No, it's the tree frogs I blew off.
All right, turn him loose, Luke.
It's crawling up Luke.
Help. It's so weird. Look at it.
Put him right there in that bush.
Just
Yep, right there. That's fine.
He likes to crawl in things. Well, it turns out we didn't get to use the blowgun, right?
Can we go tell the story now?
Sure. Let me unload this gun.
So back to what we were saying. This is our AVNX turkey decoy. And as you can see, it's really, really realistic looking. So if you've watched Jake's turkey hunt, which was our last turkey hunt, or our last video, you saw how we used it. We put it out in front of us. Mr. Lowell Roberts put a blind up underneath an oak tree with some palmettos about 15 yards from the decoys. And Jake's came right up to the decoy, beat it up. He had some mishaps with his gun and he ended up killing both of them. What y'all don't know is we regrouped, sat back down, and now Luke's up to bat. He's sitting in Mr. Lowell's lap. And these turkeys come from a long ways away. We've heard them coming for a while. And I want y'all to just watch how this goes down. Now remember, he's never shot a shotgun before, or a big shotgun. He did shoot it one time off of a fence, but nothing like what he's experiencing now. Mr. Lowell's trying to help him. It's youth season, but adults can help. So Lowell's trying to take the brunt of the kick of the gun and just allow Luke to look down the barrel and pull the trigger. And y'all just watch how this goes down. Here he comes, here he comes. Get the gun, he's running.
still see him?
Yeah, he's running. No, that's a hen. He's behind the hen though.
Okay, I see. Alright, y'all boys keep moving, okay?
She's cackling. She's looking for you.
Stop moving, Luke.
Luke, be still.
See him behind her?
Yeah. She's coming.
I'm gonna let us gun now. It's getting heavy. Stop moving, Luke. Alright, Luke, get ready. Get ready.
Wait, where is she?
Be still. Okay. Let's take this off. Hang on, just wait. Whenever you're ready.
I got her.
Put it on and pull the trigger.
Okay.
Better hurry. Put it on and pull the trigger.
Wait,
Put the baby on and pull the trigger.
wait. I need to aim it.
Pull the trigger, Luke.
Pull the trigger, Luke. Pull the trigger, Luke.
The reason I cut the clip so fast is Luke, I think in all the intenseness, or however you want to say that, thought that this was one of the gobblers. He's also trying to like get the gun from Mr. Lowell, but Mr. Lowell's not allowing him to because the gun would have kicked him back way too hard. But listen, there's so many pellets in there. Can you see in the light, the holes?
They're super tiny. Hold on.
Do you see them all?
There's about 40.
Then, can we
So
just-
in Luke's defense, that early in the morning, we've been up since 4:45. That decoy could look like a real bird. The bird that was directly behind it, Luke shot him down low in his breast and in his leg area, and he was flopping. So we ended up putting a second shot on him and killed him. So it was perfect. Everything went the way we wanted it. Now let's go show you what it looks like on the ground and see how excited he was. And when we get back, we're about to go down memory lane.
Like, let's see where we shot him. If I could just flip him over.
Triple down.
I want to see where I shot him. Shot him in the head.
Son, give me a hug. Now you better give Mr. Lowell the biggest hug.
Congratulations, boys.
Thank you. Shot him.
Beautiful birds.
You guys don't know how much work Mr. Lowell's put into this.
It's about every morning and evening
he's
I've
got
had
his
on
eyes
3 days.
open.
I've been
He's
down
got
here
his
scouting
eyes-
birds.
He's blinking. He's not blinking. That's just nerves. Just watch
This bird's got a lot of white in his wings. You see that?
Yeah.
2-year-old bird. What you think, buddy?
I want to send a picture to my mom.
That's awesome.
That bird's as big as Luke.
How much you think he weighs, Luke?
1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds?
He's so heavy. That's a big turkey.
So I haven't seen these pictures in forever, and I'm gonna run through them as fast as I can. Most of them are from so long ago. Back in my hog hunting days, this is Alan Wooten, obviously me, Pete Santa Marina, and I can't remember who that is, but that's my little Jack Russell, the first Jack Russell I ever owned, named Jack. He was actually half pit bull, and that looks to be a pretty good boar hog. This is probably the funniest picture in the entire stack. You guys, let me introduce to you Mr. Paul Baines. Unfortunately, he's dead. He died years ago. But that right there was one of the world's best free divers. He could ingest cocaine, Budweiser, and rum harder than most human beings alive could. He dove in this little banana hammock and could free dive down to 150 foot with a Hawaiian sling. And I went to the Bahamas this trip when I was 15 years old, and I had never seen somebody in a bathing suit like that. I'd never seen anything like what I experienced that time. But I can tell you guys, on that 31 Bertram, we put a lot of fish in the cooler.
Wait, is that you with long hair?
Yeah.
There you go. Dang, you should grow.
That was long
below.
platinum blonde hair. I
Grow
had
the
it here
hair
too. Back in my hog hunting days, I always had it. So that's Alan Noble and me with a boar hog that we eventually cut his testicles off and turned him loose, and I caught him a year and a half later. This particular hog right here, Mr. Brad Yeoman in Georgia, we pulled up to his house and he had like a 5-acre pen that he had 2 swinging doors on. It was actually just a cornfield that he had swinging doors and a fence all the way around. And if he pulled up there in the morning and saw a big hog track going in, he'd close that door and go around to the other. And if the track wasn't coming out, he'd shut that door, and now he had a hog in there. So we pull in there that morning and he said, oh, there's just a mediocre hog in here. That hog right there absolutely destroyed my dogs. We caught him, but it cost us a trip to the vet. This is, let me see who this is. Oh, that's Corey Shea. We killed that 8-pointer right there with a 9mm pistol because we were out of shotgun bullets from killing all these hogs in our old swamp buggy. That's Gene Caldwell. Here's Tom Hansen and Hunter Hansen. All you boys, Jupiter locals, y'all remember or know Hunter Hansen? Look at him right there when he was young.
Justin Bieber hair.
Yeah. Oh, Mikey Edwards and Cornbread. This was on the Likes Brothers lease. I'll never forget it, ever. Big, huge, bald open pasture, far as you can see, and there's one horseshoe palmetto ledge around an old flag pond. And we had been crashing all day, which meaning running over big palmettos with that huge swamp buggy. And I remember saying, Cornbread, drive out there to that horseshoe. And he's like, ain't nothing out there. We got in it and drove all the way around it. And right before we come out the other side, we jumped that buck. And I think we shot at him 22 times, running about 50 before we killed him and before he hit the woods across that pasture. Look at that, Mike Edwards.
Could you imagine if you actually had layover footage for
Oh
the
my
stories right
goodness.
now?
Right here is Alan Noble and me. Nope, Ryan Robertson. Right there. That's a friend of mine my whole entire life pretty much. This is funny because this is actually the pastor at the boys' school,
Oh
Philip
my
Smith.
gosh.
Look at the teeth on that hog right there. This is the same hogs right there. Y'all, we had a rough night that night. I actually,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, look at the teeth. I actually spent
teeth.
about 10 minutes in a tree from one of them big bar hogs.
Oh my goodness, the teeth on that. Jeez.
Look at him right there from a different angle.
Wait, I gotta. Holy moly. Is that you or Robert? That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Dang, what happened?
Now right here is one of my most memorable dogs ever. This is Girl. My grandpa shotgun, who's been dead for years, gave me this dog when I was about 16 years old. And I caught and tied more hogs with that dog than any dog I ever dreamt of having. But this was New Year's Eve. It's going to be hard to show him this picture because there's a tear in it, unfortunately. See if you can show him the teeth on that hog.
It's right in the tear.
Yeah.
Under the middle. Who's that? You. Under your hand.
So that hog right there, that was New Year's Eve. We were up on the Kissimmee River. That's Alan Noble's old Carolina skiff, and that's Ryan Robertson. We went up there to go camping. And the lock tender used to yell at us and said, if you're 2 minutes late, we're not letting you back through, which means you're going to sleep up there. Which that's what we were planning on doing, was camping. As soon as we got to where we were going to camp, Girl jumped off the boat. And look how cut up she got. Literally 2 minutes later. So we put our shirts around her. She's practically bleeding to death. We get back to the lock. He wouldn't even come down, and he lived like right down the road. So we had to just completely like smother her with shirts to stop the bleeding, and this was her all sewed up. She had like 180 staples in her from that. And that boar hog wasn't but 150 pounds. He wasn't near as big as that one.
It's always the little ones.
This deer right here was my longest shot ever. Me and Gene Caldwell were leaning against a cabbage tree, and this buck come trotting across the pasture. I literally shot and dropped him. He died right there. And when we got there, I'm like, I look back at that cabbage tree, I'm like, that's a long ways. So we went back to camp, got the rangefinder, and rangefinder, it was 463 yards. And I thought that my gun shot that flat. I shoot a Browning 8-bolt 25 WSSM. So for years, I bragged that I have the flattest shooting gun made. It wasn't until I saw a ballistics chart one day that I realized how bad I flinched to make that shot. My 25 WSSM drops 40 inches at 460 yards. I put it dead on him, pulled the trigger, and it dropped. So I must have flinched so bad, and I still hit him. But this one right here, so Kelly got to meet this guy right here. His name is Woodbury, and I worked with him my entire life growing up in construction. He's the most loudmouth, awesome, sarcastic human being alive. I wish I had a picture of his face so you could see him, but his name was Woodbury. He was the plumber. He could jump flat-footed in the back of a truck like that, flat-footed, jump and land in it. So he's talking trash right here that this live boar hog, he said, I'll quote, I'll put my hand in his throat and I'll rip his skull out. Well, about 2 seconds after this picture, I took the hog from him, which is perfectly alive, and he's sitting there running his mouth. I just turned him loose and dove into the truck. And Woodbury tore off running. I'll never forget that. Big giant bar me and Mike Edwards caught, almost 400 pounds. Sad story about this dog. Dog's name was Monkey. See her? A big bar hog bit her on her head. Bit her whole head and made her brain dead. It's a big elk I killed with my bow.
That wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, 6 years ago. There's me riding bulls. Unfortunately, that's the only picture I ever had of me riding bulls. I'm getting bucked off right now at like 2.3 seconds.
I was gonna say, it didn't last very long.
Just tons of deer, more deer. There's my dad about 10 years ago. Look right here, the old deer meat for dinner, burritos mas grande, my mom and dad and me. Look at that though, that's one of the biggest boar hogs to date I've ever caught alive with dogs. That joker was big. I eventually killed him, but we caught him alive with dogs. Any of y'all live in South Georgia know Brad Yeoman? That dude right there would have given Davy Crockett a run for his money. Andrew Wooten and a big boar hog. Me and a big mule deer.
Where's that mouth?
His horns are out there in the shed. One of my best friends growing up, Tony Anderson. He lives in Iowa now. Look at me right there. Boy, I had some ears on me. That was Lake Seminole with Jeff Palm, and I was probably Jake's age in that picture.
That's how I tell the difference between you and your brothers.
Now, the last three are the most important. So y'all always ask me, where did the name Bluegabe come from? If you were lucky enough to ever have met this dog, you were a lucky person. This was my old dog named Blue. There's never been a better blood trailing dog than him. Just a loyal, awesome dog. So this picture right here, he always, whenever he trailed a deer and found it for you, he wanted a leg. Well, this was about a month before deer season, and we're riding through Okeechobee, and I look back there, I'm like, oh my God, Blue is showing everybody the deer leg. Look at that.
That's hilarious.
That's how he rode around with his deer leg.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how he rode around in my truck.
Oh.
He had no ears, no tail. We got him from some friends of ours in Sebring, Florida, who got him from the pound. That dog right there could trail a lizard, a coon, a person, a deer, anything that had a heartbeat. That dog could trail him. 2-3 days later, it did not matter. That was the best that ever lived. And about 15 years ago, when I was making an email address, my buddy Ian Canterbury, sorry, I had to stutter there, I had to think about it. Ian Canterbury asked me I needed a passcode or a name to my email address, and I came up with Bluegabe. That's where it came from, right there. The best dog to ever live. So if you're wondering what happened to Blue, about 12 years ago, I was going to work one morning, and for some reason when I got halfway to work, I had a bad feeling about him. When I tell you that that dog went everywhere with me, except for that day, he went to work with me, hunting with me, everywhere I went. Fishing, hunting, everywhere. I was going to work and I had a horrible gut-wrenching feeling like something happened. Right when I got to work, I was going from my house in Jupiter to Abaco, which is not very far. The phone rings and they said this is the pound or something like this. This is animal control. And they said, are you missing a dog? And I said, yeah, thank God you got him. And they said, we're sorry, he's been killed. I was devastated, like devastated. I called Aubrey, my brother, when I could talk, and I said, Aubrey, you got to go get him because there's no way I can say bye to that one. He went and buried him for me. Blue. Look at him.
Oh, that's like such a cutie. I love that's such a classic picture. Little antlers on his head.
He was one of a kind.
Wow, I think this is the most emotional you've ever been.
Luke, come here.
I'm serious.
Dad, if I could find it,
Come here.
Dad, if I could find the person who took a girl, can I go in their house and break their whole house down if they've done that?
I think you have your stories mixed up.
No, because
Oh.
Why you just
our good
jab-
dog girl got stolen, and that's what he's talking
Oh,
about.
that's
But you
right.
weren't even alive. He must have heard me tell that story. Anyhow, y'all, we know this has been a long one. This is memory lane. This was a pile of hunting pictures. I'm going to do this again soon with fishing pictures because I have so many. Thanks for watching, though. Thanks for subscribing. And like Jake always says, it's time to get up out of here and get the heck out of shape. See y'all.